It's your boy, Hatter Ali. And I'm here with my good friend today, man. My boy, you know what I'm saying? We talking about the OG. We talking about, man, the Iron Man, man. We talking about Albert Haynesworth, man. What's going on?
Oh, what's up, bro?
Hey, man, chilling, bro. How you been, man? Everything's good with you?
Yeah, everything's going pretty good.
Hey, I know, you had like recently, your kidneys were failing, and thankfully you got a transplant, and it's going well with you. How's that been? How's the recovery? How's everything going with that?
Oh, everything's great. It'll be 3 years April. No hiccups. Just feeling amazing. Feeling brand new, to be honest.
Right, right,
How, yeah, like how bad it is that be in kidney failure and not, to feel just normal. And it wasn't
right.
until, uh, literally wasn't until I was after I had my transplant and started feeling normal, what I knew what normal was and how bad I was really feeling, because at the time you don't really think about that.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it was hard trying to get someone to get the kidney as well. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of family involved trying to help you and stuff like that. And yeah, it's definitely a tough scenario. But I'm happy you're good. I'm happy you're living your life, man, living your best life. And man, when it comes to football, man, you still kind of you kind of still looking at some ins and outs in some of these games, man.
I mean, I'll watch. Like I have sons that play, so I'll watch that, and then I'll watch UT, of course, Tennessee play,
Right,
but I don't really watch a whole lot of NFL. You know,
right,
maybe the Super Bowl, maybe a couple playoffs here and there, but mostly
right.
not.
I got you. And with Tennessee, man, I know there's stuff going on with Tennessee, right? Offensively, they won their recent game, right? What do you think? They have some of these things they need to improve on, to kind of build that offense more. All they do is Derrick Henry, right? I'm talking about a little passing game.
Oh,
Even
I don't watch much of the Titans, to be
right,
honest. That game, excuse me, I went to a game the other day because my
right,
buddy uh, was like the 12th man. Keith Bullock, who I've played with for a long time, and then of course has been great friends with. So I went and watched that game, and they played a great game. Like they played, they I mean, what was it, like 24-3 or 27-3? I mean, it's an awesome game against the Bengals. And like I've told Titans fans that they're going to come up, and I told them, I was like, hey man, this is a rebuilding year, so don't expect too much. I think out of the Titans, they had their chance. They had their windows when they were going to those three, like three deep in the playoffs, and then they didn't do anything to change it. I thought they needed to change the quarterback. I didn't think he was going to lead them to a Super Bowl.
right,
Thought, I mean, you know, I think that was the biggest thing. But like so far, like now, I don't expect a ton out of them. Um, they'll win some games, but I don't think they'll be able to go to the playoffs. And if they do make it to the playoffs, I don't think they'll go deep. Probably a first round or something if they make it that far. Um, I just wish they would have cut Tannehill, drafted Hendon Hooker, um, let him sit behind, whoever for the year. Kept Josh Dobbs. Um, let Josh run the offense and let Hendon Hooker like learn behind Josh Dobbs. And then I would have traded Derrick Henry, hopefully probably to the Dolphins, so he could have gotten, a chance to really get a ring. I think Dolphins, if they had Derrick Henry, I think that would definitely solidify them for having a chance to get to the Super Bowl.
right. No, I definitely agree. Yeah, some of these things were just kind of weird, man. Like what Tennessee was doing, like the whole AJ Brown thing, like a couple years ago, a game for a bag of chips. Man. I'm like, bro, what? And it's always the Eagles, man. It's always the Eagles, bro. It is just kind of just pissing the shit out of me. But it is what it is, right? What can we do, man? We can just laugh at the TV and move on. But man, 2 years, you know what I'm saying? 2-time Pro Bowl, right? You go in there, you know what I'm saying? How is that? How's the experience for you? Man, you going in there with some of these dudes, bro, you know what I'm saying? Just playing as a team, just having fun. How was that experience?
Where are you talking about? Yeah.
We're talking about when you got those two Pro Bowl selections.
Oh, how was that? I mean, I don't know. Didn't really. I don't know. Didn't wasn't played for accolades, and I just love to play. I
Right,
didn't
right,
like, oh, hey, I gotta get this or get that or whatever. I just went out to play. You know,
right, right.
and it wasn't about money or anything like that. It was just love to play. You let the other people that work for me, handle all that stuff.
For sure, for sure. Now, some of these teams that you went to, um, what do you think felt like home to you? You liked being there. You got Tennessee, you got Washington, you got the Pats, right? And then I think you also been with Tampa Bay as well. What felt like home? What felt like, man? Look, this place right here it's not bad.
Well, of course, Tennessee was like home because that's where I started in this NFL. I went through 7 years or whatever, and then like having my my really good friends, even like to the day, like uh, hanging out with them, like Javon Curse, Keith Bullock, and Tony Brown, Randy Starks, and just all those guys like that I'm still like super close with, and then like brothers today. So I mean, we just went out and had fun. It was just fun. Like we went out just to go terrorize people. I mean, that was the blast. That was the fun. Like the coach, like Jim Schwartz. I mean, he's the D coordinator now, I think, for the Browns. I mean, we literally just went out and had fun. I mean, you could
Right,
see how our system is still playing out in the NFL right now in some of the top defenses that's out there. I mean, you look at like a scheme or a team that runs what we did is the 49ers. I mean, they play exact same.
right,
Their line coach was one of my teammates, and he loved
right.
it. Chris Kazurik.
Hmm.
So, I mean, to implement that and you see it still out there working, I mean, it's proof in the pudding that it works, and it's a paying system.
Right, right. I mean, definitely. You know, I'm happy you're having fun with your boys still, man. And Tennessee's like home. You
Like,
was at home.
yep, I was in Knoxville hanging out. Well, in Knoxville at a kind of like a restaurant and had, probably 50, 60 people there watching the draft. I mean, it was a number of us that did that. Dante Stallworth, we did it, and we were playing tricks on each other, calling and saying, "Hey, we're acting like teams and stuff like that." How does it feel to get, to become, our draft pick and this and this and this? So like,
Right, right.
we're having fun, man. We didn't go to the draft and go, do all that. We just kind of hung out.
Hung out for the draft, and when
Hmm.
you got that call, from Tennessee, it just felt like, hey, man, it's all. This is a beginning right here. How happy was that call, man?
Um, I mean, it was good. It was a relief, and then it was like being right down the street from Knoxville, only on 3 hours away. But it was it
Right.
was still like it was still different though. I'm not gonna lie, like uh, going from college and going to the pros, and then all that. So that was a big difference.
Right, for sure. Albert, you and me, we go back, man. You know what I'm saying? We go back. And I'm a Commanders fan, you know. And we're gonna spend the next 7, 8 minutes talking about the Commanders. talking about what went on, what didn't went on. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And I see you fixing your phone here because, man, you're like, man, listen, I'm going to let it out. You know what I mean? Now, man, the time you were there. Well, I think the best thing to do is to even start beginning this talk is let me put a clip on here where we can both watch and then we'll react to it and we'll talk about it. So here we go.
And so like don't even like bring my name into it. Yeah, it's all of them, like D'Angelo Hall, like I want to see like Clint Portis, like freaking what's it, Cooley or whatever,
Chris Cooley.
Yeah, dude, it was just they're a joke. Like they belong in Washington because they are what that team represented back then, which is trash.
And they
Listen, I'm gonna sit here and tell you that I had a conversation with a couple of these guys, and I'll say the same, right? What went down in Washington? What went down in the locker rooms? How did they have an image of you? What did when they looked at Albert, they're like you were saying, you said that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they ruffles your feathers here and there, but
well, no, not honestly, not like because I didn't like they seemed all right in the locker room, but this is the thing is like they're like all right, but then years later they're like talking trash about me. I'm just like, bro, it's like y'all didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? Like y'all like I ain't even said nothing about y'all, whatever. Like I never had came out with the whole drinking thing before the game, taking shots before the game, and like all that. Like I never said nothing because that's not the public's business, right? So, but when they want to start like running their mouths just to get like likes and stuff like that, so then I'm a fire back. Like I don't care.
sure.
Like meet me in the streets wherever. Like, I mean, like, just literally them talking trash. Like, what do you think? I'm not going to sit up, like, just sit here and not say something back. But before, I didn't have anything. What am I going to say about that? Like, it's just, hey, would have died with me. But when they want to bounce, like, yeah.
I mean, I was watching some show of them, and they're talking about you were faking an injury or something like that, and they're just
like,
joking. I'm like, bro.
He's literally like, these clowns are talking, dude. Like, I could spill all the freaking tea on these, like, jokes, because they still want to be, like, relevant in football and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, we could see one, like, D-Hop, like, freaking toasted. Freaking
Hey, I don't have that clip on, but hey, I remember that, bro.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Always like just like shut up. Like, dude, like just like sitting here like blabbing out the mouth. So I'm like, yeah, get out. I don't care if they don't like me or not. But then when I try to go do stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna blast you. I'm gonna blast you right back. I'm like, I don't throw the first punch, but damn sure gonna, like defend myself.
Right,
so
right, definitely.
I could care less what they think.
For sure.
Hopefully, now, like I don't have anything against like the Commanders, which I hope their organization is doing well and going to get back on the winning track. But like when I was there, it was like an absolute joke. Like, how do you like, my first year there, I have Jim Zorn as the head coach, very extremely nice guy, like really good guy, but had no power. Like, how does your head coach not have any power?
Anthony Armstrong was saying the same thing. They're saying that they just took him as a joke.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just like, how? I mean, like, I didn't understand that. And then, like, the D coordinator, like, yeah, we're gonna do whatever we want, what I want to do. I run this over here. I'm like, what? I mean, just a complete night and day opposite. I mean, the way the guys like they acted, they were like more about they didn't care about winning or losing. Like they were about just like, hey, I got this table at the club. I'm literally hearing guys in the tunnel, and call it D'Angelo Hall. He's like one of them. Like, oh yeah, we got this club at the table. I got this spot here. We were like after the game. I'm like, you're talking about this in to play football. Like these are where these guys' heads are. I was, my God, like it was, the culture, the Titans was completely. I mean, completely
It,
different. Ain't
it,
nobody even mentioned anything other than the game and who we're facing, and just like. But it was there. It was like wow, and then I do
like
absolutely like I thought I was just a great player, but I found out I was a great player in this system, like that worked. Um, like the ones like I said, that San Francisco run now, and then Cleveland's going to be running now. Like I was a great player in that system. Not when I come to play the Redskins, it was not. Yeah, I mean it wasn't. So that was hard for me too, and then like having to kind of learn, to do it all over and not to do like what I did. Now you got way more restrictions, way more this. And I would think like, man, why in the world would they even bring me here and not want me to do like what I did? And that was literally the first after the first OTA practice. I was like, wow, they lied to get me here.
hmm.
Just be a sideshow,
And
man.
that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, that's what I was saying. Like, I know your game, right? I know the scheme you played in Tennessee. You were just there at the wrong time. Some of these fans, right? They all they know is they watch the TV and they see you, obviously laying around or just getting tired quickly and stuff like that. But they don't know the inside story. You played a different scheme in Tennessee, and when you came here, your defensive line coach, and obviously the scheme was different, right? It's something like brand new to you. You know what I'm saying? So
But this
it
is
was
funny.
a
They say like I laid it around. Like one play, let's see, we're playing the Eagles. One
yes,
play,
yeah. That's
freaking.
the clip. That's all online. Yeah.
That's all they could say. I got hit in the nuts before that play, and I was just like, "Fuck!" You like get that like delayed feeling, and I'm like, ugh, like kind of just felt like a little nauseous, like almost throw up, and I'm just like, yeah, like fuck. And then I like got up, and then like I walked off. I mean, like
Right. Right.
point blank, like I don't care, but I still, even when I was in the game, still playing, and they can always say is one play, and they don't know anything about it. Like, and that's what what's his name, like Shanahan, tried to show and like put out there. Like, bro, I'm still didn't play as much, and still was better than anybody that played. You know what I mean? I still affected the defense more than ever. Like, go down and break it down. Like my agent, he broke it down. He was like, dude, when you're in the game, that defense is a whole 1 yard better, like an entire 1 yard better. And then like still had what two or three sacks that year. I mean, like, and that's playing at a whole different position that I've never done ever in my life. And like when I try to like tell people like, well, it's still football. I said, yeah, you're right. I said, all right, say you're a general doctor or internal medicine doctor, right? And then you're great at being an internal medicine doctor. Or let's just say a cardiologist. You've been great at being a cardiologist, it's like the best in the world. Then you go to this other hospital and they say, hey, we want you to be a neurosurgeon. Well, you probably can kind of do it because you are a doctor, but it's not like, well, I'm a cardiologist. You're like, well,
Right.
no, like, we need you to do this. I mean, you're a doctor. Can't you do that? I mean, like, yeah, it's going to be like hard. You can feel his way and do it, but there you go. So it's the same thing when you're switching a completely different scheme to a player, like especially ones who only went straight ahead. Now you're saying, hey, let's just Let's just spread your legs and sit there and hold people off. And then you got a manipulative coach saying, "Hey, I don't want you to get sacks. If you get more than one sack, I'll be pissed." This and that. I'm just like,
They
wow.
saying that to you, bro?
Bro, if I
You
swear,
heard it here, live on Raw
I
and Uncut.
swear to God, like if I just had the mind to have my phone record that conversation,
Right.
like, like I mean, just like for real, like he probably could have got fired for cause. I mean, like
Well,
literally,
everyone should have been fired that during that era, anyways. But yeah, keep going.
it was. I was just like, what? I mean, like, it was just like it was a joke, man. And I'm sorry, I don't mean that for fans or anything like that, but like that time I was there, it was horrendous. And like everybody's like, oh, it was all Snyder's fault. It's like, no, it wasn't. Like Dan was a guy who wanted to build a team. He didn't have the patience to, how to build a team because he's gonna go get like, and I said this, and I don't mean this in a mean way whatsoever, but he's like he's a billionaire fantasy footballer. So he's gonna go pick like the best players and put them on his team. And he's gonna pay the best players to put them on his team. But it doesn't work like that in the NFL, It doesn't work like that. So man, it is what it is. So it's
Right.
like for him, like I don't know about all the junk and stuff like was in the media and all that. Like I don't know anything about that. Like I wasn't in the front office or I had nothing to do with any of that. But like when I would talk to Dan Snyder, like he just wanted to win. He would pace up and down in this office, just flared up like, man, I just want to win. I want to win. Like I got to do something, this and that. And I mean, like literally, that's all he talked about. All he talked about.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know why the fans hated him and all that stuff, but I mean, maybe because I get all the coaching changes because the guy is just so, hey, I want to win. I want to win. It's not going to happen in a year or two, but
Right.
he couldn't. He was impatient on that part, and that's that's a fault. But he just wanted to win. I mean, he just wanted to win. He would have sold his children to win. I would guarantee you. Like this is
For
how
real.
much this guy wanted to win. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it
Yep.
was crazy. Yeah.
For sure. And bro, like during the time of all the nonsense going on when you were at Washington, who was you would probably say a friend of yours that you're kind of cool with on the team?
I mean, Josh Guyton, trying to like Andre Carter, like he was cool. Like I haven't seen Andre in forever. Well, actually, yeah, he came to the Patriots with me. I'm trying to think. There was a number of guys that were like super cool. So it's not all my time like there. It's like I hated anybody. It was just like the little trash talkers that want to like run their mouth. But most of the guys were good. Like Griff, like I mean, was a great dude. Like yeah. So that's like I still I haven't talked to many of them. I mean, you know, guy and I still talk to like a message or whatever here and there, and Rock, um, we'll like message follow each other on Instagram and stuff like that. So yeah, there was a lot of like really good dudes on the team, but then you got overshadowed by these other folks, man. It's just like, you know, like ones
Exactly.
on a chirp. Yeah, a chirp.
I'm
But
telling you.
yeah.
There's always that guy, those person. But hey, you got to remember, man, Albert, you got the bag. Your agent got you that bag. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't tell
Didn't really,
you.
didn't really care, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Right.
And but like I told people, I was like, man, if it was for the money, why I should have just went to Tampa. They offered me 35 million more.
Right. Right.
And you got no state tax. So that was
There you
literally
go.
a lot more
Right. But then it came back, bro, it came back to how you were saying they kind of tricked you to go there, like after your first practice, you were like, man, what, like the scheme's all different. This
Not
is
even
not
first practice, the first like OTA, like that. I was just like, wow. And then I went and talked to the coordinator, and he's like, no, we ain't doing none of that. This is my defense. I run it. I'm like, whoa. Like how I was like, how do you expect me to get off the ball? Like, how do you expect me to get off the ball? How do you expect me to be effective if I'm having to listen to all this stuff back here instead of just like getting off the ball? And I still had like 4 sacks that year.
right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it's
For sure.
yeah.
No, I saw it. I definitely saw it. I saw you doing, you're trying your best, like you're saying, man. I mean, if you're not used to a position or a change or a scheme, I mean, I would understand if you're like a rookie or something, but you're talking about like 6, 7 years, into your
Well, my
career.
eighth year.
Eighth year. Yeah, exactly. So bro, I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of that, I got one clip here as well. I'm not sure if you remember this. This might be a flashback, but let me go ahead and play it.
Ryan picks up the first down and then a late hit. LaRon Landry. A couple of flags come flying in. Another smart move there.
Now they got D'Angelo Hall on the sideline in the middle of all that.
How about Mike Smith in the middle of it?
Yeah.
He's held away by his tight end Justin Peel. Oh, now Albert Haynesworth comes in and another flag. I think that latest flag's going to be on Haynesworth.
Again, we talked about attention to detail, being smart. LaRon Landry, that's not playing the game. You're going to get flagged. Now, Mike Smith is right in the middle of this the whole time because it happens right in front of him. Get out of bounds, get out of bounds, get the first down. And now he's got the hit on his quarterback. Now he's in the middle of it. Yeah, and he is furious. That's your franchise quarterback there, and he is right in the mix. The emotions just get completely away from you. D'Angelo Hall there's nobody from the Redskins trying to get him out of there. Finally, it's with Justin Tryon finally comes back to try and get him out of there. They're just a little bit late getting to him. He needs to get out of there. And there's Albert coming in. He gets that whole pile moving the other direction pretty quick.
I like how the commentator added that there in the end, bro. Albert comes in and then move the whole pile the other way. Man, do you remember that? Do you remember this when that happened? I know that video kind of refreshes the mind.
Yeah, maybe somewhat, with the hit or whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, like you're supposed to stick up for your teammates,
Right.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like when it comes back to like
wrong or not, if they're wrong or not, like whatever, you go stick up for your teammates.
But it's like D'Angelo Hall, bro. This boy was there trying to fight the whole squad. What's up with that? Like, he was always that dude, right? He was always that guy.
And they ain't gonna bust a grape.
And
he's gonna talk. Just say all he does is talk, run his mouth.
That's so funny, man. I mean, bro, Mike Smith, man, he was he was a very verbal coach. As you can see. So, but definitely, but that was hilarious. I had a refresher in mind on that, and I got this last clip. And bro, you could tell me what really happened. What happened? And I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. What went down exactly?
Has been disqualified and walks off.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you that. Like, you got there, like,
right there.
Oh my gosh.
That's uncalled for, man.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's almost like, you're out there. And
did the dude say something to you on the line or like?
What
happened?
Yeah, we did. Like, and me and Andre, we're cool now. Like Andre, checked on me, man, when I was in the hospital, and all that. Like, we're like good now, and he don't even remember. So like, it might be like a quarter or so before, and I was going against a guard. I was beating a guard, and he came and chopped me from behind. And so like I got up and I was like, man, you can't block me straight up. Like, you know, I was like, you can't block me straight up. And he's like, no, I'm trying to put you out. And he said he don't even remember that. He was like, no, he was like trying to hurt me. And he's like, man, I don't even remember that, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah. I was like, you trying to put me out? So then I walked over to the coach, like, because I had never heard somebody say that before. To my D-line coach, and he was just, he's wild. He was like, "You better kill that," and it was just like it was just literally like a switch that I don't even really remember.
Right.
No, like I wasn't not until I got into the locker room, like, and nobody was in there. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And I see it on TV. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, damn,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super sorry about all that, but yeah, I mean that's what happened.
For
But
sure.
like you can go back. It was like they were closer. They were about to score closer to our like where we come out of the tunnel at, and it was that play. And I mean, if you want to go hold back, and I'm not saying that what I did was, it's not. Definitely not justified by any means, but like I was like super triggered and like I had said like when you're playing at that intensity at that level and then like something like that happens, like it's just a switch to be literally playing in insane, and that's how it was, and I was just like like when all that happened, I guess it was just like get you back like slow motion. Like you're gonna try to like hurt me, and then I'm gonna hurt you.
For sure. I mean, it was like a natural reaction. I mean, it wasn't all that, but I wanted to know what really. I know he said something to you, and there you go. You said it.
Yeah.
He was trying to put you out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I was like, what? Like trying to put me out. I was like, yeah, I couldn't. I was like, what? Like I never heard that before. And like, no, not gonna like, play against you, like I'm gonna kick you, like put you out. And I'm not saying like, Andre was like, man, I don't even remember saying that, bro. Like, I was like, I said, bro, that's like kind of what like I went insane because we sat down and talked about it, like the whole thing. Yeah, we like literally talked about it, man. And I was like, that's why I said I didn't want to make any excuse in the media then or anything like that. Like, hey, I'll just accept my punishment. I'm not going to appeal it. I'm not going to do this, that. And I'm going to just be. So, but like years later, like somebody asked me, I was like, after we talked about it, I was like, yeah. And, so yeah, that's the truth of what happened.
For sure. My boy, I really appreciate you, coming on my podcast, saying, having a little jokes and talk and showing some of your thoughts of what went down and all your teams that you were in, especially with the Washington. And I hope all the best for you, bro, and your future endeavors, man. And, when you come in the D.C. area, man, we're definitely going to link up like we always do. And, have some kebabs and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming to the restaurant.
Oh, I know. I was texting you those pictures, man. I was like, man, you gotta finally. I know you don't like spicy, so that's why whenever you were in town, we'd link up. But you were like, man, I don't know about the restaurant yet. But I was like, hey, man, I got that special dish for you. That ain't spicy. So you gotta definitely try it out.
Yeah, I'm coming. Definitely.
For
Probably
sure, man.
Maybe next month or so.
Yeah, just let me know. Just call me, and we'll definitely link up for sure. Hey, man, appreciate it. And everyone out there, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at the FFL. More podcasts coming with NFL players and coaches. Take care, everyone.